If you're working all day and your agency isn't growing as fast as you want, then you're doing something wrong, because there are people working less than you who are making millions of dollars every single month. So what's the difference between what they're doing and what you're doing right now? So in this video, I'm going to go over everything that I've learned in working with 8-figure entrepreneurs on how they run their businesses and how I've used it to go from working all day, 12 hours a day for the business to not even grow to the point where we're making over $50,000 every single month with me working less than 3 hours per day. So if you don't know me, my name's Ethan Welby. I've worked with over 90 marketing agencies, helping them to scale. I've added over $4.2 million in client revenue, and I'm also a coach inside of Agency Accelerator. And right now I'm building a consulting company helping other agencies to scale up rapidly, get out of the day-to-day and input systems. So there was a point where I was running my agency, and this is back when I was running a lead generation agency. So I would partner with marketing agencies, I would work with them on a performance basis, and when they got new bookings coming in, I would get paid for that, because I would run these outbound systems. And at this point, the agency was making around $20,000 per month, and it would oscillate between around $10,000 to $30,000. But the key point is that at this time, I was busier than ever. So first thing in the morning, I would open my phone, I would reply to all these DMs, whether it's from the team, whether it's from sales messages, all of that. And then almost the entire day for the entire week, I was just in back-to-back meetings every single day, right? Either with clients, either sales calls, either with team. And it was just, there was constantly things happening. I would constantly check my phone and I would see, people sending me messages, people have questions. And then at the same time, it's like, okay, the clients actually need results. So I need to manage the team. I need to do these things. And this entire time, I'm working all day from the start of the day to the end of the day. There were no breaks, nothing. Like I literally remember there were screenshots of my calendar at the time. They would show people and they would literally see 12 hours of back-to-back meetings. But you know what the problem was? The business wasn't growing. And that's the terrible part, because if you're working all day, you'd expect the business to grow. And my philosophy at the time was, I just need to work harder so that I could grow faster. But in reality, nothing was happening. So in the moment, I've got bags under my eyes, I'm tired out of my mind. And the thing is, I feel busy. I feel like I'm doing things. I feel like some entrepreneur. So the problem was that I felt busy. I felt like things were happening. And because I saw things were happening, I felt like I was moving forward. But in reality, I was actually just running in place. But this all changed when I was speaking to someone, and he was doing around $600,000 every month. And he was like, yeah, he made some, off remark where he was like, yeah, I work like 2 hours per day, maybe 1 hour, And I was like, what? You're working 1 hour per day? He's like, yeah, like he chooses to work more, but he only needs to work an hour for the business to run and grow. And then I'm looking at my calendar like, this guy's got all this free time, he's getting his sleep, he's working out, he's doing all these things, but I don't have that. So I ended up actually reading The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And he had a quote in there where he was saying, indiscriminate action is actually the biggest form of procrastination. And what that pretty much means is that working for the sake of working is just another form of procrastination. So what I did was I really internalized this, and I was thinking, what are the things that are actually moving the needle and what's not? And 90% of what I was doing, I didn't even need to do. For example, replying to messages. The way that I would justify it is, okay, they're leads, so they want to book a meeting, so I should be doing this as high leverage. But in reality, if I just trained one person to do that one time, I would never have to be on my phone or answer a message like that again. So even though I was doing things, it was still unproductive. So after reading the book, after studying systems and how, established people run their businesses, I ended up nearly getting out of everything in the company, right? I actively looked at what I was doing and I tried to get out of it. I tried to get someone else to do it. I tried to get software to do it. And by doing this over a period of a couple of weeks, I actually got out of 80% of the work. My calendar was 20% of what it was before. I actually had free time. I could actually, if I wanted to, take the whole day off and just do whatever I wanted. Now, I didn't do that because, I don't really want to, but I had the option. And I also had the option to work on whatever I wanted to work on. The thing is, like, most of us, we want to work. Like, we actually want to work on things that actually move the business forward. If it doesn't, it kind of just feels like wasted time. So what I want to walk you through is the process that I took to actually figure out what I'm doing, get out of most of it, and have the freedom that most people want when they start a business. So there's 3 things that you need to do. You need to find proof of concept. You need to document the systems. And then you need to apply leverage to these systems. Now I'm going to explain what these things are, and I'm going to give you a practical example that'll really just drive the point home for you. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to find proof of concept. Now what this means is that we simply need to find something that works. So let's say your goal is to book meetings and you've been testing all these things, testing all these scripts, and now you found a way using voice notes on LinkedIn, you can book a meeting per day. You found something that worked. And that's the most difficult part of business, right? Doing all the work to actually get to the point where it's like, okay, this is working. I'm getting the desired outcome. This is where most entrepreneurs fail, because they find something that works, but they never document. And I'm going to give you an example of this in a minute. So the next step is to document what you're doing to make it work. Because if you don't document it, firstly, it's going to result in inconsistency. So it means that you want to actually do the thing. You want to book meetings, but every day you may wake up and you forget to do something. Like, you don't have a checklist, you don't have a process. So you forget this the one day, you forget to track it the other day, and then it stops working and you wonder why, because you're not following the process. And then finally, you need to apply leverage to the system. So think of it like you figured out how to book the meetings. You've documented what you're doing. So step by step, this is how you do it. And then what you do is you apply leverage in that you give it to someone else. So let's say you are spending 1 hour per day doing this yourself every single day, sending out. If you could spend that 1 hour and train someone else to do it once, you could never have to do it again. And they can just do it every single day. So a practical example of actually using this is, let's say you're running a lemonade stand. And this is an example that I was given to my client the other day. Let's say you're running a lemonade stand and for the entire first week, you're just testing and testing recipes, right? You're trying different ingredients to try and make this lemonade taste as good as possible. And then finally, you find something that works really well. You give it to someone, they taste it, they're like, this is fantastic. So then you found something that works. You have proof of concept. But then let's say next week, you want to make the same thing for a different person and you make it, but you kind of forget how you did the thing. Like you don't remember every single thing step by step. So you give it to them and they're like, this isn't bad, but it's not like the same one. It's not like the last one. So the problem was that it wasn't documented. So let's say the next week, okay, you're testing again, you're trying to find those combination of errors that made it taste so great. And now you find it. But instead of doing it and then forgetting about it, you document your process. You open Google Docs, you type it out. I use this, and this. You even record a video of yourself doing it. And now it's like, okay, this is the recipe. This is how you do it. It's straightforward. So now every single day you wake up and you just use the same recipe. You just follow it step by step every day. And it's so easy. You don't even have to think about it. So you love your work because it's like, okay, this is so simple. But now your product is so good. So many people are getting it that, they're actually telling their friends. They're like, this guy's got the best lemonade ever. So now you're growing from referrals. You're getting all these people coming to you. And now you don't even have time to make the lemonade because you're so busy with actually selling it. So what happens is you just call up your younger brother and you're like, look, you want to make some money? He's like, yeah. So you get him in. You tell him, look, literally just follow this document, follow this video, and you'll make lemonade like me. He does it, it's perfect. And now you just spend all your time actually selling it. So now he's making it in the background every single day, and you're just focusing on selling it, right? And let's say, hypothetical numbers, you're paying him $100 per day. And let's say your average revenue that you make, the amount of money that you get is around $500. And let's say it costs like $100 with all the costs of goods, the actual lemons, all that stuff. So you make $500, $200 is too expensive. You earn $300 every single day, profit. Now let's say you take the same approach in terms of delegating the making of the lemonade to the sales. So you make a step-by-step process on how to actually sell the lemonade. You give it off to someone else, they get $100 per day. And now you are making $200 profit every single day without doing anything. And this is the exact approach that you can take with your agency. So if you're in the stage where you're doing everything yourself, what you need to do is you just need to make sure, okay, do you have something that works? If you do, you just need to document step by step what you're currently doing and record a video of you doing it live. Right? This is the best way that we found to do it. And then finally, all you need to do is get someone else in to do the thing. And then in doing this, you're able to give someone else the role. But the most important thing is that you can spend the time that you save on higher leverage things that actually move the business forward. So this is the problem that I was facing at the beginning, was that I was doing everything. And by me doing everything, it's what stopped me from moving forward, because I couldn't work on the things that would move the needle. Let's say like making hires or building out content, building VSLs. So by using this, it'll allow you to get out of the day-to-day. And if you want help doing this step by step, where I can literally just review everything, literally just give you the systems, you can book a time using the link below and speak to either myself or someone on the team, and we'll just walk you through our process.